Mr. President, according to you, what will it take to end the war in Ukraine?
The main thing is to increase the pressure on Putin and on Russia, because the only thing that Putin and Russia understands is power. And then there are two things that we should do. One is financial pressure. That's why I welcome the decision of the United States to put on direct sanctions on Rosneft and Lukoil, which are basically financing, two oil companies which are financing the war. I also welcome the idea that Europe should use the frozen assets that have been confiscated, roughly 140 billion euros, to help Ukraine. So that's one side of it. And the second one is to continue to give military aid to Ukraine in the form of missiles, in the form of ammunition, in the form of intelligence. Russia's advancement is extremely slow. We're in a war of attrition. Basically, they have advanced less than 1 percentage point in the last 1,000 days. So we're very much in a stalemate situation, and we need to change the strategic thinking of Putin. And the strategic thinking is for him to understand that we're in this for the long haul, both militarily and financially. That will end the war.
Do you agree with President Trump's approach in dealing with this, and how do you see his engagements with President Putin?
Well, President Trump, in my mind, has two gears in his negotiation tactique. One is carrot, and the other one is stick. And there's kind of nothing in between. And that's what makes him actually sometimes a very efficient negotiator. And he's sincerely trying to get peace. He's working very hard on this as he is in the Middle East. And in this particular case, I think President Trump has tried carrot a few times. He tried it in Alaska. He tried it in a phone conversation with President Putin a couple of weeks ago. And he felt that President Putin had promised him something. But then, as always with Putin, President Trump was deceived. And he felt very frustrated. There's a reason why he wanted to work on security guarantees for Ukraine together with us Europeans. There's a reason why he wants a ceasefire at the line of contact, because he felt that Putin promised him that. But when that wasn't the case, he went for the stick. And the stick at this stage has been sanctions on Rosneft and Lukoil, and actually, as you have been very much involved as well, secondary sanctions on countries that buy oil from Russia. And actually also tough words on European countries that do that, especially Hungary and Slovakia. So, you know, he's a tough negotiator, and myself, many of our European friends and allies, we try to work in the back office to find results.
The two leaders, Presidents Putin and Trump, were supposed to meet in Budapest. That meeting could not happen. Would you be open to hosting them?
No, absolutely not. You know, it's not our position, but it needs to be sort of in neutral territory, if you will. And I think, personally, that the best place for that meeting would be the G20 meeting in 3 weeks in Johannesburg, because that's when you have, hopefully, a lot of big leaders like Prime Minister Modi, President Ramaphosa, President Lula there. So that's where we could have, if not a Trump-Putin meeting, but at least a Zelensky-Putin meeting. But in order for that to take place, the latter one, we need to have a ceasefire in place first. You know, this is perhaps something that we can work towards. I think we need a neutral place, a place which has experience from you know, Russian type of imperialism and colonialism, and then hopefully we can get a deal.
Is it frustrating to engage with a leader who posts on social media first and then sort of looks at...
No, not really. I mean, it's a different way of making foreign policy. You know, President Trump is unique in many different ways. And you know, we can see that the world order is changing. And of course, the United States is a part of it. The emergence of big players like India is another part of it. And, you know, as someone who's always been engaged in international relations, you know, either as an academic or a civil servant or as a policymaker, I find this time fascinating. It is quite unconventional, I have to admit. I just finished a book on which I call The Triangle of Power, Rebalancing the New World Order, in which I've tried to make sense of what is going on. And social media and public diplomacy is a part of it.